Hi there, this is Paul from Paul James Counselling. I just wanted to make a video today around, what do we do within a relationship when we disagree with each other? Because at the end of the day, we are two different people. No matter how much we get on, no matter how compatible we might be, we're two different people. There's me and there's my partner. The easiest time within a relationship, I'm generalizing a bit, is around the beginning part. There's the honeymoon period and we might be living apart from our partner. We have our own individual spaces. That's probably the easiest time. There's less invested in each other's lives, should we say. And then we might move in together. And, there's the running and managing of the home and everything that might entail. That's where, if we don't start to incorporate what I call fluid negotiation into our relationship, resentments can build up, assumptions can build up, and, it can, cause a real separation within the relationship, a little bit like rust on a boat. It just erodes over time. So what do we do within a relationship when we do not agree with each other? And disagreements can be fueled a bit. Not one of the threads of disagreeing, especially around running and managing the home, we're just using that as an example for now, can be our pasts, how we were brought up, how our household was run, when were things done, what was eating rules, did we eat at the table, did we clear the table straight away? It kind of really is endless on our upbringings and how different that might be to our partners. Our partner might have had a completely different upbringing around that. We can up the ante even more, I feel. I mean, running and managing a home can cause quite big challenges and differences of opinions within a relationship. But then if we have children together too, the way we were parented, the way we did things, bedtimes with kids, again, this can cause lots of differences within a relationship. Now, these are all fine, okay, because we are two different people with lots of differences. However, if we become quite tunnel visioned on, no, this is my way, this is the way I was brought up, so this is the way my house was run, this is the way I was parented, so I believe this is the way of doing it. And the other, our partner feels the same, well, I was brought up this way. We did eat round a table. There was a bedtime at a certain time. This is the way of doing it. Then we're going to have problems and we're going to have challenges. And that's where fluid negotiation comes in. Now, if you've had a build-up of resentments and what I call assumptions of that fuels those resentments, I'm assuming my partner is doing this because they want to hurt me, is about as basic sometimes as my assumptions go. If we've got a head full of resentments and assumptions, it's going to be much harder and much more challenging to be able to negotiate it out with our partner, fluid negotiation. Because if I'm full of resentments, I'm not going to want to budge. My pride's going to kick in. It's going to feel unfair. I'm going to feel like, why should I budge on this when I feel so strongly? Because I've got lots of resentments and assumptions in my head and evidence that proves that I always have to give up my stance and I'm not going to do it on this occasion. And our partners could feel the same. And then we end up in a standoff. So it's much harder to negotiate differences within the relationship when we haven't been doing it for quite a while. because neither party wants to give or budge, because they have a head full of resentments, a head full of assumptions, and evidence that says, I'm always doing this, I'm not budging on this. An example, if I may share with you in my own relationship, is my partner wanted to breastfeed our son well into when he was sort of 3, just at night. I didn't want to do that. I would rather have him stop breastfeeding after a year or so. Now there's me with my opinion, and there's my partner with her opinion and what she feels strongly. Now we can either go to war with that and become very resentful, or we can negotiate that out. And to negotiate things out, I have to forget my narrative a little bit, and I need to really hear why my partner might feel strongly about doing this action that I feel strongly about not doing. So there's no point me going in full of my opinions, and I needed to just shut that out of my mind for a bit and really try and listen to my partner and why she might feel strongly about that. Watching while I'm doing that for my opinions, my history, and my pride, really, on what and whether I want to back down or not. I'm watching for all of that. So I really listen to what my partner's saying and the reasons that she might want to do that. And then I would hope that my partner would feel heard, even if it's things that I don't agree with. I don't have to agree with my partner to hear her. So hopefully then my partner would give me space to talk about my feelings and what I feel would benefit my son more. And also by talking about that and feeling heard, by both of us being able to feel heard, I'm kind of I'm offered space to hear my own voice talking and to also reflect on why I feel so strongly about that particular thing. If my partner didn't give me space to express that, it would stay in my mind, and that's when it can attach to resentments and assumptions. So it's really important that we hear each other, because then we can really figure out why it is important to us. And on this occasion, so there's me and there's my partner. On this occasion, I was able, after negotiation, to come over to my partner and think, okay, we can breastfeed longer than I would like to. One of the reasons I was able to do that is because in the past, I felt like my partner's been able to come over to me. And I know it hasn't been easy. So I was more able to drop my pride, if you like, and think, what's actually driving this? Is it my need to have my way with this, or is it genuinely what I feel is best for my son? And by giving space to just feel heard, I was able to sort of inventory that and work that out, and we were able to negotiate it out. If I felt like I'm always coming over to my partner's opinions, then I'm going to be a lot more resistant to have met her on this occasion. So it's that, in a way, that the longer we go not having fluid negotiation within a relationship, the harder it is to do. Because it's going to feel unfair. We're going to feel very resistant to doing it. So it's almost like talking about how fluid negotiation might look like within your relationship. At some point then, someone has to give a little and come over. But then that has to be recognized for the next fluid negotiation, because differences will continue to come. Whether it's about parenting, whether it's about the household, the two most common subjects that fluid negotiation seems to help with in my practice is living, running and maintaining our homes, whether this is where a sock drawer should go, how quickly we wash up after dinner, whether we sit at a table and eat, how long we sit at the table. It could be those kind of subjects, right up to a £500,000 extension on the house, and on what that building and managing requirements might need from us. It's endless. And the differences around parenting, breastfeeding or not, you can see how that would also be endless. So if we don't incorporate this negotiation into our relationship, we're heading out to sea, and it has the capacity over a certain amount of years, sometimes decades, to take us out as a relationship because we feel so angry. I also talk about this in my course on my website, Paul James Counseling. There's a course there that sort of dips into this fluid negotiation as well. It's like a 10 video course that you might want to look at. I also run a private practice where I see clients. But I would really encourage you to look at, incorporate negotiation into your relationship, and to see how by doing that, we can bring harmony, connection into everyday decisions that was once causing the most horrendous resentments and feelings and bitterness within the relationship. So yes, I wish you well with that, with your journey of fluid negotiation within your relationship, looking at resentments and assumptions, and negotiating differences that will continue to come within your relationship. Thanks for watching, thanks for your time, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.